Hey everybody, Brandon Clifford here, Global Franchise Solutions, a franchise consulting firm in Southern New Hampshire. We play matchmaker, connecting entrepreneurs with awesome franchise brands. And today we're super excited to shift gears a little bit and have an awesome guest with us today. World-renowned businessman. Written 17 books and started thousands of companies worldwide, right? And we got Brad Sugars, founder of Action Coach, on with us. Hey Brad, how are you today, man?
Good, buddy. Good. I know about thousands of companies. I think I'm on company number 68 or something like that about now. Number 68. You talk franchising. So we franchised, that's a franchise commercial cleaning company. I think I've franchised every dang thing. Quilt cleaning, dog food franchises, you name it. We've been there.
Franchise, right? Everyone's seen the movie, right?
But it's an interesting one. People don't really understand franchising. And if they did, they would be involved in it at a much higher level, in my opinion.
Sure. No, I agree. And I talk about that with clients on a daily basis, But today we're not here to only talk about franchising. We're here to talk about you because you have an awesome new book coming out, book number 7.
Well, there's all the old ones up there. And this is number 17, Pulling Profits Out of a Hat. It's not magic making more profit. It's actually a system to it.
Yeah, you can't just pull them out of hats.
It looks, when companies like IKEA and Apple and these big companies do it, it looks kind of like magic. It does. It's like there's got to be a sleight of hand in there somewhere. How's Disney make all this money? Mm-hmm. And so that's where what I've tried to do with this one is say, okay, because a lot of the other books are all the real basic formulas of getting business right. And this one is like, how do you then turn it into a thing where you multiply it many times? Exponential growth of a business is really what we're aiming to look at.
Mm-hmm. Sure, absolutely. And before we get too far in the book, I am in franchising, franchise consultant myself, love talking about Action Coach with people, and and you've built businesses, and like you said, franchised a lot of them. So what would you say is your favorite thing about the franchise model?
Look, the simplest thing is the level of support that a business owner gets, the team that they get to join. When the average business person is out there on their own, and that's lonely as. They've got no one to talk to, no one to hang with. And it's, again, why I started Action Coach, to get business owners together and to get them to have a mentor and stuff. But the great thing about franchising is that you've got a network of people who are doing the same thing as you, that you can hang with, learn from, get support from, give support to. You've got a head office that's worked out the kinks. I think the biggest thing, and a lot of people miss this point, that if you're going into business for yourself, there is a ton to learn. You don't want to have to learn all of it on your first 1, 2, or 3 businesses. So join a group that's already done the learning for you, develop the product, develop the system, develop the service model, all that stuff. Then all you've got to learn is how to manage that, how to lead it, how to sell and market it type thing. I think it's important from that perspective. I've been in love with franchising for a lot of years. Franchising, licensing, certification, we do a whole bunch of them. But I think it's one of the best models for someone who is looking to join a business or get into business for themselves and needs or wants to have a team around them.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely cool. Very well put. Well, so getting back to the book, and I know that really the answer for this question is simple. It's everyone, but being specific, who did you write this book for? Who'd you, Pulling Profits Out of a Hat, who's it written for? Who should buy this book?
It's written for executives, managers, and owners, C-level execs that, and we've had many companies now buying 50, 100, 200 copies for all of the executives in their organization. Because what we do is we cover off the 5 disciplines of how to get an exponential growth business, how a business that's growing year on year on year on year and continues to do that. And there's 5 disciplines and someone's got to learn to do that. And when a company embraces all 5 disciplines, then magically the things happen. So yeah, it is magic, but it's not really.
Sure. And, if someone who does get this book, what's kind of like the main takeaway? Is it those 5 points, or what's the main takeaway they're going to get from reading this book?
Yeah, I think the main takeaway, first of all, is that you can have exponential growth. Mm-hmm. It's when I start teaching people about growth, they're looking at, 10, 20, 30%. I'm saying, well, how do you have 10, 20, 30 times growth? Mm-hmm. What strategy do you need in place to have multiple growth, not percentage growth? Mm-hmm. So I think that's probably one of the big takeaways, that does and can happen. then yeah, you've got to learn the 5 disciplines, how to implement and how to do that. I mean, this is literally the biggest book I've ever written, 200 and almost 300 pages. And we've gone full color in our print run in this thing so that people get the lessons. We've broken it down in such a way that anyone can get it. And, if you've got a company with 4 or 5 managers, get them all reading it so you're all on the same page and learning together.
All pulling the cart in the same way. Absolutely. I like that. Cool. So pulling profits out of a hat, it's not available yet. I actually looked on Amazon, try to get it myself before this, but it's not available yet. Hope maybe you can send me a copy after this.
It's on pre-sale, buddy. So we got to get the pre-sale. Listen,
can you let us know when we can get it and when and where we can get it? Like, where's the best place?
April 1st, but I will give you a link that we can attach to the bottom of this. Now, here's the deal. If someone buys it on pre-sale, I'm going to give them. So for 13 years, I videotaped every single seminar I ever did. And all of that is put in my online business school. Okay. I built a whole another 100 videos for the school. It's an online business school. It's called Profit Masters. I sell it for $997. I've sold it to thousands of people over the years because I'm crazy, because I'm insane. And I want this book to get New York Times. And I want it to be New York Times. I've had Amazon bestsellers. I've had Wall Street Journal, I had Australian bestsellers, English bestsellers. But this one I want New York Times. Because I'm that crazy, I'm going to give any one of your watchers, your listeners, I'm going to give them that $997 course as long as they buy the book on pre-sale. So they got to get it this week.
All right, guys, you heard them. And that's a special, just because of this video. So we got to get it this week. All right, today's March 13th. So you got till March 20th to go on, do the pre-sale, and get this thing out. And that's a huge value, $1,000 value for what's a $13 book? I mean, what, $20 book?
Well, $24.95, buddy. It's a hardback. Come on.
Hardback. Color pictures too. We got color pictures. Hardback, $25 book.
Even give you a bookmark in the book. I mean, it's
love it.
Listen, I think that after this is book number 17 for me. And after writing so many books, I get very clear on the fact that when business people get success from what they read in it, the book becomes a bestseller naturally. So we make sure that they get all of that online learning plus everything in the book. And that way people get huge success and
huge value.
So they keep coming back and love what we do.
Very cool. Well, Brad, I really appreciate your time. I know you're a busy guy, so I appreciate you taking some time out to chat with me. And any other kind of closing remarks or anything else you'd like to share before we run?
2 things. Number 1, business growth is a lot easier than most people make it, but you got to focus on growth. And number 2, Brandon is the man. If you're looking to get into a franchise, he can advise you because he's been doing this a long time and he knows how to find the right one that suits you. So hang with him a lot, learn from him, and take his advice.
Well, thank you, Brad. I did not ask him to say that, but the check's in the mail for you. But, thanks a lot, guys. Definitely, as always, please check me out online, www.globalfranchisesolutions.com. Shoot me a text message if you want to chat, 978-891-7145. Any other plugs you want to give, websites or anything, Brad? Are you good?
But people can find me on actioncoach.com, bradsugars.com, any social media other than Pinterest. I'm not really a Pinterest guy.
Me either. But there you go, bradsugars.com. Check them out, guys. Great value. Awesome. I really appreciate your time, Brad. Have a great day.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks.